Hello, and thank you for joining us today. This is the Summit Ski Show where we talk about real estate and all things in Summit County, local news, events. I'm going to take you in a little deep dive into the MLS, show you some fun statistics. And joining me this morning is my host, Benji, with Benji Does and Sidekick, live producer. So thanks for heading this up today. And
good morning.
Good morning. Good weekend, Benji. I take it things nice and warm there. We're freezing. We're like -4 this morning when I got up.
Yeah, okay, so it drizzled all weekend in Arizona.
Oh.
But yeah, pretty good weekend. Not a whole lot to write home about. I'm doing a whole lot of work at the church right now, so I'm mostly just out of the house.
You're going to be a busy man for this week.
Yeah.
So, yes. Well, cool. Right on. So, question of the day. What is the best / worst, funniest, whatever Christmas card you've ever seen?
Do you want to go first?
Go for it.
All right. So I used to work at a company called Tiny Prints. I'm a designer, so I was a production designer there. It was just seasonal work. So they would send, the clients of Tiny Prints would send hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cards. And most of them are pretty, it's just Christmas vanilla, just Merry Christmas, here's the family. And it's always like on a beach in Texas. Here's our pictures from months ago. And then every now and then you get a couple of gems. And my favorite one was this whole family. They were all like in their 20s to 50s, it's just a whole generation of them. And they all had headgear on and braces. And then they had like scarves and white shirts, and they just looked like nerds. And the Christmas tree had been knocked over, and they all just leaned on each other like dominoes had fallen over. It was hilarious. That was my favorite card that I ever saw while I was there.
I got to do a more creative one, but yeah, my wife's uncle's a bit of a practical joker, and he'd get a Christmas card of a family that was like somebody that he knew, but then he'd send it to somebody else. So he sends it to my mother-in-law, his sister, and she doesn't know this family. And there's like this long letter about everything going on in their lives. And it's like, pretty bland, but kind of weird and some off-color stuff. And then at the end it says, and we can't wait to come see you in March. We're going to be visiting for 2 weeks. Thanks so much for hosting us. We really and she's, they're like, who are these people? And they're staying with us for 2 weeks. So anyway, that was, if anybody needs any good practical joke ideas, there's one. So feel free, anybody, to chime in if you got any good Christmas card ones. But those are, I'm doing mine right now. Here it is. Look at the fam. So
oh yeah,
there, and they're those are what are the Pyramid Peaks over near Creed, Colorado? Yeah, near Creed, Colorado. So, anyway, so what do we talk about? What's next on the agenda?
We've got local news. You want to talk about that stuff?
Yeah. So local news, local affordable housing projects are still a huge topic of conversation. The opinion section of the paper is full of this stuff. So it's a hot topic. But the good thing is the county, they've allocated in 2023, I think it was $20 million to go towards workforce housing, local affordable workforce housing. We got to have people that are in there that are the servers at the restaurants and helping you get on the chairlift. So Disney World doesn't operate unless you have operators. So anyway, so they're making progress towards that, and that's been a good thing, but we got a long ways to go.
Well, last week's leading story was the snow. What happened with that?
Yeah, it went north of us, it went south of us. We did not get it.
They were saying 18 inches, and it didn't get nothing.
Yeah, maybe a couple.
Couple inches.
Yeah, it was. You learn. I think predicting the weather is harder than predicting the real estate market up here.
Really? Okay. Yeah, this is a good thing it's not the Ski Summit weather show.
No, good thing. I do not want that job. I'd rather try to predict the real estate markets than I would try to predict the weather. So, yeah, but so yeah, and in that news, wanted to take a little bit of a quick overview of. I'm going to share the screen here with you and go into. This is called InfoSparks. This is some software that we have, but this kind of gives you a little bit of an overview. If you look over at the past year, what we saw as far as our new listings coming on the market, we had the most number of new listings coming on back in April of 2021, and then that slowly declined, and now we are at the lowest number of new listings coming on the market. So a lot of people are looking at okay, our demand's gone way down, which is totally true. So sold listings, this is things that are sold. Our demand has gone way down. October, I think we're 49% lower than 2021 for demand or for sales volume, but our active listings, we just haven't had a whole lot on the market. So the supply's down as well. So what that has done is that has kind of maintained our actual price. So our median sales price is still maintaining, and you can see it kind of leveled out as we got towards like July, August, September, November. Our peak was back here in May. That's when the interest rate started going up, and then that interest rate caused affordability to go down, and so we kind of leveled off there. But we haven't seen it drop down much because of that supply-demand ratio. So I think that's kind of an interesting perspective to keep in mind for folks as they are kind of projecting what our inventory and what our market's going to do. And I don't really expect that inventory to go up a whole lot just because people are locked in at really good rates. So am I going to trade a 3% interest rate for a 6 or 7% interest rate? That's going to maybe keep me in my property versus try to trade out. So
are there a lot of building projects going on right now? I mean, I think the last time you were showing me, they had all those condos that were getting finished, but then there were issues or something. And then I just kind of tend to see a lot of like building going on. Is that still a thing out there?
Yeah, we're still seeing a lot of building. A lot of that stuff has just been what's been going in the past, and now they're continuing on with it. So new starts are going to be down. Custom homes, I talked to a lot of custom home builders. A bunch of those guys I go biking with, they're skiing with, they're friends of mine, and they said that it's definitely not as busy, but there's still new projects going there. The architects, I've got friends that are architects. They're definitely not nearly as busy. So one of my friends, he works for a big firm up here. He said, usually he's working on like 6 projects at a time over the past couple of years, and now he's working on like 1 or 2.
Oh man.
So yeah. So new build starts are I think we'll see those go down, which there's your supply and inventory as well. So
yeah. And
I think nationally we are quite down a lot for new build starts. It's build their confidence. So yeah. But
are you gonna show us around on the MLS now?
Yeah, let's take a dive into that. So I will share that with you here. So this is the past week, 7 days. So new listings, we've got 6 new listings. We had 14 go under contract, 31 sold. So start with the new listing, see if there's anything interesting that came on in there. We've got a little treehouse condo up in Wilderness, a 2-bedroom treehouse condo. Great amenities on those, by the way. That's kind of a good go-to. Lake Forest condos. This is a Frisco one. I love the location on this. You've got right across the lake here.
So tell me what you were telling me earlier about that. It freezes over and they have like boats.
The ice boating, yeah. Some of my buddies are into this. These guys are a little nuts, but I call it a coffin on ice skates with a sail. So their window of opportunity is super low. So they get out on when the ice freezes before the snow comes, and so they got to get out there. So they're kind of pushing the limits as far as when they get out there, and they're trying to. They're going like 60 miles an hour across the ice in these boxes with a sail. It's pretty cool. You got all kinds of interesting characters up here in the mountains.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think it's the thin air, it's the altitude. So.
Well, I just thought it was so funny. It was, well, the altitude. Yeah, that's a good reason. But when you were talking about it, I was like, there's no way you would get me on. I didn't even think about that it would be frozen over. I thought it was just cold water.
Yeah. Ask me though, the real crazy folks are the ice fishermen. I can't do that.
Oh man.
So let's see. Another Frisco builds a Prospect Point, 3-bedroom for $1 million. And then this one is really cool. I saw this one come on the market. It's kind of a pretty house, uphill sloping lot. So you kind of have some stairs going into it, garage down the bottom. You can see how they kind of built into the hill there. That's pretty common. Style where you don't have to do quite as much dirt removal and excavation, but fantastic views on this one. Going to be looking across towards Peak 8 ski area. You got Peak 8 right there, Peak 7. Guess what that end is? 9. It's real. We got real creative on the names. So that one's a good one. And then Highlands Riverfront. These are new construction. I'm really like. There we got some great rivers through here, wetlands. That's always kind of been one of my dreams is to have a place on the river. So, and then let's go into take a quick look at what's gone under the contract. So, what's moving? We're seeing a lot of the stuff that's kind of the lower price point. This Copper Mill condo I was telling you about. That's going to be right ski in, ski out. That's so like 1-2 bedroom ski in, ski out. That's the hot ticket right now. Those are the things that seem to be moving really well and have a lot of demand. I know this one went for over asking price because
it's just like you said earlier, like Disneyland. If you have that place, you go right to the slopes. That just blows my mind.
Yeah, you're right there. Walk out the door, you're on the slopes. So, yeah, that's that. On the beach, peeing in the pool versus
look at that. Yeah,
you're right there. So
wow.
So that's got really high demand, and especially this time of year people are thinking about going skiing. So but a number of properties still going under contract. This Kindred Resort 2-bedroom for $2 million. Again, it's going to be luxury, brand new construction right at the base of the gondola in Keystone. So there's still a number of those still available. So that's a great project, really cool styling. And then our top priced one that went under contract for the week, $4.2 million, 6-bedroom, 6,700 square foot, custom build home right on the golf course there. So that was the top purchase contract.
Whoa.
Yeah, wintertime, that's my sport, cross country sport. So, but yeah, so Nordic Trails right there.
Is it right on the lake? It looks like there's some like a lake or a pond that's right on there.
They do have some like just the golf course ponds right around there, so not really much lakes, but yeah, you got that's probably what you saw was the pond there. And then let's go take a quick peek-see at what's sold in the past 7 days. And so again, a lot of condos, 1 and 2 bedroom condos, maintaining price to sale to list price pretty well on those. We've seen prices kind of come down some, and people, we come down from the peak, and now sellers seem more realistic, and they're closing more at list price or closer to it. As you go up in price, you will see some more discounts. So here's that little $1 million cabin in the woods. Well, they didn't quite have the activity support that, so somebody got that for 125 grand off. And then let's see, what's our top sale for the week? Let's go take a look at that. No, there was my little cabin on the. There was my little cabin on the river that sold. I'm at $1,850,000. Not too bad. I was short on the change. This is what was that?
$4,590,000
and sold for $4,325,000. This is just a gorgeous home.
Good materials. It's really pretty looking.
Love the stone, love the wood. Just kind of a cool mix of some darker wood tones. Not real.
Are those ski slopes out the windows?
No ski slope. That's the Gore Range across there. Yeah, they're changing the name on it. I can't remember what they're changing it to, but Lord Gore was not a very nice guy, so their name killed a lot of buffalo, and so anyway,
that's the neighbors.
No. So just gorgeous kitchen. I love that style. And the deck is just an incredible heat lamp up there. I want one of those. Give you more outdoor time in the year. There's your Mr. Red door. And then this is fun. I like this when I was there. In the shower, they had like this piece of slab of granite or something with this light behind it. It was super fun.
Yeah, I kind of see that as a repeating thing. Yeah, there it is again.
There it is. Yeah, there it is.
It's in another room as well, I think.
Yeah, so kind of like my kid wants to put neon lights under his car, but a lot more expensive.
Yeah, there it is again.
There it is, the wine room. So anyway, and then it had an elevator and stuff. So that was pretty cool. So some fun stuff here. Get to see those places. That's, one of the fun parts of this job is getting to go visit properties like that. So
yeah, I need to get some more videos of you going to see these properties so we can show them off. The pictures are one thing, but seeing them with the video is so much better.
Yeah, it is pretty fun. So anyway, well, that's what I got. Thanks for joining us for the Summit Ski Show. If you enjoyed it, please leave us a like below.
Wait, we didn't talk about the real estate jargon stuff.
Oh, we totally left that out. So
are you still good for that?
Yeah.
All right. Let me get out of the way. Hold on.
Okay. So FIRPTA is it's the Foreign Investment in Real Estate Property Tax Act of 1980, FIRPTA. So basically what this means is that if you are a foreign investor, not a U.S. citizen, you're subject to a 15% withholding tax when you sell a property. You might say, well, this doesn't really matter that much to me because I'm a U.S. citizen, and so why do I care? Well, you should care, because if you ever buy a property for somebody that is not a U.S. citizen, then you need to make sure that that is withheld from closing when they sell it to you. Otherwise, guess who the Fed and the IRS comes after? You, because you have a social security number. So you are on the hook for that. So you want to make sure that if that buyer that you're buying from is a U.S. citizen. So it should usually get caught in the records and everything, but it has slipped through the cracks in the past. That's why it's a big deal, and it's on the contract. So
is there like FIRPTA insurance that people can purchase or anything like that? Like, you can do all the due diligence in the world, but people are still going to be people at the end of the day. Is there anything like that?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Bummer.
So, yeah. And then the other one that is very common that we see a lot is the 2% Colorado withholding tax. So if you're not a Colorado citizen, Colorado resident, then they're going to withhold 2% of the sales price from the proceeds until you file your taxes, and then you'll get, the balance back as a refund. So that's something that's pretty common that you want to take into account if you're selling a property in Colorado and you're not a Colorado resident.
Alrighty, well, good show today.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Kind of fast.
No, yeah, no, definitely. Thanks, Benji, for getting us on here. And yeah, if people like and subscribe, all that good stuff, really appreciate it if this is helpful. And seeing some more interest in the show, so that's good to see.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that too. We had live viewer today, so that was pretty nice. Let's see, the next show would be on the 26th. Are you going to be available for that show, or are we going to hold out for a couple of weeks, or what are you thinking?
No, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
So maybe I'll be in my Christmas PJs, but hey.
Hey, we'll show off Christmas toys.
Perfect.
And maybe we should ask the audience too. We should have that 1 minute jargon segment where you just list off as many things as you can, and we'll try to make it a competition or something.
Yeah, I'll come up with what I could fill a minute with. So yeah, let's do it. So anyway, awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Benji. Matt Dayton. It's been the Ski Summit Show. Everything Real Estate. Check in with us next Monday at 10 o'clock Mountain Time.
And we'll see you in the mountains soon.
Awesome.